Okay, good morning, you guys. Welcome to our Saturday Tell the World Nation Zoom training call. My name is Ruth Sherlock. I'm going to be hosting today's call. It is Saturday, March 24th, 2018. We have an incredible trainer on with us this morning, so I hope you're excited. I know I'm super excited. Before we do that, though, we're going to jump into some announcements. So this is the last chance for you and your new consultants to register for GTC. Is almost sold out completely. So make sure if you have not signed up yet that you do that, that your new consultants know how important it is and they're going. You guys, Christy is going to be walking the stage for the Areas of Consistent Excellence Award. So the ACE Award. This is huge. This is a huge, yes, congratulations to Christy. Which is amazing. And then we also have one of our sidelines in the Weiler Success line is going to be training on the main stage, NVP Zoe Kinney. So it's just like going to be a huge year. You don't want anyone on your team to miss it. And then if for some reason you're not able to make it, that virtual GTC is a no matter what. So if for some reason there's sickness or there's family, whatever it is that, you have consultants on your team that can't go, make sure that you're doing the virtual, okay? So this is a must for our business. There's also the Colors of Arbonne multicultural training that's come out that we need to register by the 30th. Details are in the consultant bulletin, but really CEOs of our Arbonne businesses, I highly recommend you all attend these trainings that are provided by Arbonne. So just know GTC is going to be nonstop. It's filling your cup. It's learning. It's coming back to explode your business. So you want to take advantage of everything that's offered there. So you want to also start making your list for GTC. We'll talk about that more next week. But the Mother's Day pack has launched. If you haven't seen that on the website, that's an amazing pack that Arbonne put together for us. Get it, share it. I know Mother's Day isn't quite yet, but you want to be using it and start to talk about it now so that you're not behind the curve. Okay, all the rest of our incentives are up on the website. Be sure to check out the end of the month checklist and be working through that this last week. And then lastly, our Encinitas Discover Arbonne, as always, is on the first Tuesday of the month. So that's going to be April 3rd. So be sure that as you're going through and talking to your clients and all of that and prospects that you're inviting to this 30-day leads from that you've talked to, 30-day clients, have them take a look and invite them to this event. So with that, we're going to set those aside. And I want to announce this morning's trainer. I'm so excited. When I first met Hilary, she gave me a giant hug and I instantly felt like I was part of her family. And it turns out I am. She's a sister in Christ, but we're also sisters in Arbonne, sideline sisters. So that's a huge blessing. She's a mama to 3 sons. She's married to John Henry, who is a pastor. If you listen to K-Wave, you probably heard him. He has that amazing accent. So she's a pastor's wife. She was an artistic director at Vital Sassoon in London. She also owned 3 high-end hair studios. So if you're like me, I'm like, okay, who do I know who's in the hair business? She's been building a business with Arbonne for 12 and a half years. She went region in 3 months. She went nation in 1 year. 12 and a half years ago, you guys. This was before nutrition was huge. This was all of that. Okay. So she is absolutely amazing. She has a heart of gold. She has promoted out 4 RVPs since last GTC. So she is just moving and grooving in business. And I know she's going to share more of her story in this morning's training. But Hilary, with that, I'm so excited for you to share with us kicking our limiting beliefs to the curb and building a limitless business. So take it away.
Oh gosh, I am so privileged and honored to be on this call. I just love you two so much, Christy and Ruthie. You're two of my favorite people, I tell you, my sideline sisters. So I'm very blessed to be on this call. I have a lot to get through, so I'm not going to dilly-dally around too much with my background and everything. That's fine. What you said was great. It's all good. The important thing this morning, guys, is breaking through your limiting beliefs. And I've had to, this has kind of been personal for me the last few years, and it's been really great. Ruthie did not mention that I lost my LinkedIn, and we got it back a year ago. So so limiting beliefs is, to me, a game changer in this business. And it doesn't matter whether you're a brand new consultant, district manager, area, region, or nation. We all have to face these beliefs that we carry with us. And if you want to go to the next level, it's not about selling, it's about growing yourself as a person to the next level. So you grow to the next level. So you have to go through these, I call them growing bumps. They're like bumps. I never call them obstacles. They're just little bumps, and they're opportunities to grow. So they're growth bumps along the way of your Arbonne journey. So I'm going to talk about that today, and I'm very excited. I'm going to time myself here, just so, because I'm a talker. So girls, just give me the heads up when I'm talking too long. Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, so as you all know, mindset is 80% of this business. And that's why we have to, you might think, gosh, what's all this personal growth and development about? Well, if you don't take it seriously, you're not going to grow to the next level. It's really critical that you understand that 80% is mindset and 20% is your actual actions. So if you get the mindset piece sorted out, the rest kind of happens organically. And I really believe that's why our business grew so fast, is because my mindset was really in the right place. You know, I've done a lot of personal growth, shall we say, over the years, having a business, being in hairdressing, the most intimate service on the planet, to become a psychiatrist, leaving my home, my country, selling our house, leaving everything behind, literally, and jumping off a cliff and traveling 6,000 miles away with my 3 small boys. That was a huge growth, as you can imagine. Pastoring a church with my husband, leading women's ministry. So I sort of was kind of, shall we say, fell off the truck, rolled over, and got back up again about 1,000 times before I started my Arbonne business. So I believe I actually had gone through a lot of personal growth. But nothing prepared me for the growth that I would go through as I built this business to region and nation and back again, because in Arbonne there's nowhere you can hide, right? You know, sometimes we hide under a mommy hat, or in my case, pastor's wife's hat, or sister hat, or friend hat, or whatever. It's amazing us women how we've all these hats we put on, and we can use them as excuses and reasons, very plausible ones, not to take action. So Arbonne actually puts a searchlight on you, and after a while, if you haven't found out already, you will. You'll begin to realize, oh, this area keeps coming up. Like, why am I procrastinating? Why am I so lacking in self-discipline? Why do I keep making excuses? You know, the same thing will keep coming up until you deal with it. So it's really a great business. It's a blessing in disguise. As we say, it's a personal growth and development business, or the skincare business disguised as personal growth and development business. It really is. And I think it's the greatest gift of this business is the personal growth and how you will grow as a person if you want to. Nobody can make you. And that's why Christy and Ruthie are always, recommending great books for you. They're not recommendations. If you want to grow, you need to read them, and not just read them to go through them, but for the book to go through you. Okay, so what you focus on grows, whether you like it or not. So focus on negative, you're going to get more of the same. Focus on positive, you're going to get more of the same. Okay, so what we sow is what we reap. It's a biblical truth. It's a universal truth. So our patterns of feeling reveal to us where our limiting beliefs lie. So it's like the way we think, where our thoughts go, where our emotions go. That kind of shows you a pattern in your life. And your patterns will always rule in your life over best intentions, right? Because we just know, like you might say, I've just decided I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then these patterns and habits kind of take over, right? We all have these default buttons that we keep going back to until we actually recognize that is a default and it needs to change, okay? So what are limiting beliefs anyway? A limiting belief is a false belief that you and I have acquired as a result of making an incorrect conclusion about something along the way in life, okay? So it could be something we took on from our parents, our siblings, whatever, the world, media, and we take this on as truth. And unfortunately, everything we see from the age of 0 to 5, your brain records everything you smell, you see, you touch. It's like it's the hard drive for your life. And some of that's great, some of it's not so great. Sometimes you know, your mom was in a bad mood and said something to you, and you took it on as absolute truth, and really she was just having maybe PMSing or something, and you said, oh my gosh, you know, my mommy believes that about me, that I'm useless, or whatever she said, or he's, or your dad, or your siblings or something, and we take this on as the truth, and we carry that around with us until we decide we're going to make a change. So these limiting beliefs can constrain you in some way just by continuing to believe in them. So, you know, and so it's really important that we really begin to think, what am I saying to myself every day? What if I was to record my thoughts during the day, what would they be? It'd be interesting, wouldn't it, if we could replay them back at the end of the day? Because they can really impoverish us and inhibit us in our personal growth and development, and in us accomplishing our goals and dreams in life. So I'm going to help you overcome your doubts and fears that you might harbor, because if once you get this, you will be set free. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so we all have limiting beliefs about ourselves, about life, about our rights, about duty, about permissions, and so on. And so the thing is to ask yourself the right questions. We need to ask ourselves the right questions. A lot of the times we ask stupid questions. We kind of ask questions to ourselves we already know the answer, or we make declarative statements about ourselves rather than asking a good question. Because once you ask the right question, it's going to put you on the right track rather than looping. How many times do we keep looping and keep saying the same things? And when we do that, it's like we're self-sabotaging ourselves. And you might have seen that you get to a certain level in your business and you just keep, for some reason, you just keep sabotaging yourself. And I've seen this happen so many times in Arbonne, where people are like stuck at district or stuck at area, and it's almost like they just won't let themselves go forward. And they have things that they keep saying in their mind, and some of these might resonate with you. And if anything resonates with you, just write it down, okay? Don't overthink it, just write it down. These self-sabotaging habits can destroy your goals and your dreams, no matter how many vision boards you've made, no matter how many positive affirmations you write out. If you don't identify these, they will sabotage you. Okay, some statements might be, I can't tell the truth about that because I might get judged. How many women feel judged? All right, we're all in this, women have this self-comparison trap. We get locked in that. We compare ourselves to other women. I'm not as cute as her. I'm not as tall as her. I'm not as pretty as her. I don't have that kind of personality. I'm not as outgoing. I don't have as good skin as her. I don't have as good body as her. You know, and we have all these things we say to ourselves. And so therefore, I cannot be whatever it is. Sometimes we say, I don't want to get close to this person because maybe my heart will get broken again. Maybe you've been betrayed. Maybe you've been rejected. Maybe you've been let down. So that's another little story we tell ourselves. I don't want to ask for what I want because what if I get rejected? That's a huge one in our one. I don't want to call. I don't want to pick up the phone. I don't want to text. I don't want to, you know, because suppose they say no. Then I don't want to bug people. You know, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that network marketing person who bugs people. That's another one people come up with. I can't trust people because I've been betrayed before. I can't pursue my dreams because I don't know what I would do if I fail. I don't want to become regional vice president because then I'm going to have to be a leader. I'm going to have to step up and they're going to require XYZ from me and I don't have that. Any of these sound familiar? I can't do A because of B. I don't have enough experience. I'm too young. I'm too old. I'm not technology. I'm not very disciplined. I'm always late. So I could never lead anything. I'm not good at numbers. All right, it goes on and on and on. Okay, remember, whatever you're thinking and feeling today is creating your future. Okay, if you knew the power of a negative thought, you would never think one again because it sets off all kinds of things in your brain, in your body chemically. Okay, so we've got to be really careful of what we think because we've heard before, what you think about, you bring about. So our feelings are so important. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So what are you thinking in your heart? Because that's who you are. Our habits of thinking tend to produce consistent results no matter what's going on in our work, in our relationships, or the world around us. It's the habit of thinking equals to the result, okay? Our mind is the only thing that you have control over. You can't control your husband. I'm sure you figured that out by now. If you're married, if you have a boyfriend, you can't control him. If you have children, you can't control them. I'm I'm testimony to that. Mine are all raised now, and children do grow up and leave you. So the only thing that you can control is your mind, and that is a full-time job. Let me tell you, you don't need to be trying to control anyone else's mind, even your team. And while you're on this call, don't be saying, oh, I wish so-and-so, she should be listening to this. Forget about her. You need to think about yourself. So taking every thought captive, and don't let your mind become a playground of unruly negative thoughts. You've got to take every thought captive. If our habits of thinking are beneficial, we tend to experience positive results, right? Such as happiness, personal satisfaction, even material success. It just happens. If our habits of thinking are negative, we get it's obviously counterproductive, we experience the opposite. Unhappiness, dissatisfaction, and a feeling that life is against us. Anyone on the call feel like that? Be careful of your thoughts, for your thoughts become your words. Be careful of your words, for your words become your actions. And be careful of your actions, for your actions become your habits. So it's really all about your habits and patterns in your life. So the great news is that you can change it all if you want to, okay? Christy can't change it for you. Ruth can't change it for you. Only you can change you. And your husband can't change you, or your sister, or your friends, or your team. Only you. The only thing we can do, we can't motivate you either. All we can do is inspire you by the changed lives that we have, that have happened to each one of us. We are testimony that this works, okay? Because we have all transformed, and you see that when someone goes from consultant to region, they absolutely transform. It's like the chrysalis to the butterfly. They grow their wings, and nobody can grow their wings for them. They have to do it themselves, and they do it through struggle. If you've ever looked at a butterfly or a chrysalis going to a butterfly, you can see that they're in that little pouch, and they're kicking and pushing and punching. And how many times I was fascinated with butterflies as a little kid. I wanted to go over and cut them out of the cocoon to let them go free. But if I did, I would have killed the butterfly. The struggle is the birthing process for that butterfly to grow their wings. And so too for you. You have to embrace the struggle. You have to embrace the pain. You have to lean into the pain. Embrace it, knowing that you are growing your wings if you want to. Otherwise, you can just stay in your cocoon and you'll never go anywhere. Nice and cozy and warm, but you'll never live your dreams, and you will never affect the change you want in the world. So even if your habits of thinking are already serving you right now, you might think, well, Hilary, I've got a good mindset. I'm positive. Glass is always full or overflowing. It's not half empty. I'm not that kind of person. Even if you're that kind of person on the call today, you can experience absolute transformational personal growth and improvement in all areas of your life, because there's no area in our life that we can't improve in, right? You might be great in one area, lousy in another area. You might judge people who are not good in your area, but then they're great in areas that you're lousy in. Okay, so this, we're all struggling. Okay, we're all wounded human beings with our baggage, and we're all just trying to live our best lives. But you can upgrade your beliefs. That is great. I always wish, the way you can plug in your iPhone and you see, or you go to the apps and you can upgrade them. Wouldn't it be so great if we could just do that for our minds? Oh, upgrade Hilary's brain right now. Erase, delete all the negative things. I wish, but we don't. You're stuck in the vintage model you're in. I'm a 1965 version. Okay, this is it. I don't get any upgrades, but I can work on my brain, and I can change, and I can transform my brain if I want to, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. So always speak life over yourself and your business and your team, okay? So when we focus on belief and improvement, often our circumstances will follow. When you focus on what you focus on grows. So shifting your emotions can change your whole day, your week, and your life. It's just that simple, deciding to make a shift. Every one of us today, even to get on this call, we face daily challenges, setbacks, disappointments. It's just part of life, okay? It's a mental obstacle course. From the minute you open your eyes and put your foot on the floor, and if you have small kids, it's a triple obstacle course, and we are in that obstacle course, but we're in it to win it, and we're in it to make lemonade out of lemons. We're in it to dance in the rain. It's all about your attitude. But we have the power to choose how we allow circumstances to affect us, because today things are going to happen, right? But it really 90%. Life is 10%, 90% is how we react to it. So we can act or react. That's our choice. We can choose to smile at adversity, and dance in the rain, or we can play the victim. Any victims on the call today? Do not play the victim. Do not get out your little violin and start playing your tune of how the world is really giving you a hard time and is against you. Life is for you. It's not against you. Okay, I'm here to tell you it's for you, and it's here to teach you how to be a better person, and for you, and God wants you to embrace the challenges. Okay, it's an opportunity. Everything's an opportunity. It's not an obstacle. Okay, see it as that, and your whole mindset and attitude will change. So it's for you. So what happens is of little significance compared with the stories we tell ourselves about what happens. Okay, a lot of us are like the elephant. If you ever went to Thailand or out in Africa, you see when they get a little elephant and they put a chain around the elephant's leg, and as the elephant grows, they feed them and they let them bring them out for walks, whatever. And then as the elephant grows, they exchange that big chunky chain for a smaller chain to a thinner chain. And then it's amazing. You can see this huge elephant and there's a little string around his ankle attached to a little twig stuck in the ground. And that chain or the elephant will not move. And you think, that's ridiculous. Why didn't he just walk off? You know, he could totally just go wherever he wants. But the thing is, the barrier has been removed from the external world of the elephant, the chain, but it's gone to his internal world, which is his head. And the same happens with dogs. If you've ever put one of those collars on a dog because they keep running away or something, and every time they cross the door, the threshold of the door, I've never done this, but people do this. They give the dog a shock, you know, and then the dog after a while learns, I'm never passing that door, because when I pass that door, I get a shock in the neck, and I'm never doing that again. So after a while, the dog will not go anywhere. Well, it's the same. The elephant is the same, and we're the same. So our internal beliefs shape our reality. Whatever that is, whatever that programming has been put in there, our beliefs play a massive part in how we approach life. It's crazy. It really is, that belief, that blueprint that we all carry inside of us. So we tend to experience what we expect in life. It's amazing. Because our real world is in so many ways an expected world. So if you go somewhere, that's why when I drive into a presentation, I'm always imagining the room full of people, everybody laughing, I'm hugging everybody, we're just having the best time. You know, when I'm driving there, I say, we have a gold card. I say, my gold card 20 or say 5 times. And then I imagine just the most incredible night and wonderful conversations and wine and fun and the whole thing. So it's an expected world. So when I get there, I'm expecting it to be fantastic. I'm expecting to find my next business partners. I'm expecting to book classes. I'm expecting for people to, you know, join our 30-day program. You know, so I'm expecting it. It's the same thing when I would go to drive, and I drive into a crowded car park. I expect to find a park, and I always do. I always drive right up to the front. I expect one, and somebody always pulls out. My husband thinks it's hilarious. Everybody else is, you know, would say, Hilary, it's full. Go to the back. I'm not going to the back. I'm going up to the front, and I always do it. I expect it, and it happens. So what you see here, taste, feel, and experience, is produced by your mind. So we fill in the blanks with well-learned forms, patterns, or learned behavior and assumptions that we have about life. So it's not fantasy or any supposed law of attraction, as some might suggest. It's far simpler than that. It's not all this woo-woo-woo stuff out there in the world. It's our expectations shape what we believe is possible. It goes back to our internal programming and patterns that we have. They shape our perception and our actions that we take in life. And that means they also shape the outcomes. And that means they shape our reality. It's such a simple process once you break it down. So one of the biggest reasons that you might, that maybe you're struggling, if some of you are struggling on the call today, that we don't succeed with our goals is we doubt we can, because we have that little string around our ankle or around our neck, and we believe that it's out of reach for us because of internal programming. And no matter how great training we get, and you have the most incredible national vice president, I see Christy as national vice president, and Ruth, regional vice president, it's no matter how much training they give you, you have to look at your internal programming and ask yourself, what are these limiting beliefs that you keep saying to yourself? It's really, really interesting when you look at that. So write down maybe things that are coming to you, because once you can kind of target it and look at it, then we can start changing those beliefs and turning them into liberating truths. So I'm going to move on to that. I have so much I could share, so I'm literally hopping through here. Let's see. Okay. There are sometimes we would rather work hard in our lives to master disappointment than stretch and grow to fulfill our dreams. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes we would rather work really hard to master disappointment than stretch and grow to fulfill our dreams. Because we have got stuck in that comfort zone, and a rut is what I call it. It's not a comfort zone. There's nothing comfortable about it. It's a rut. You're not going anywhere. But rather than grow, sometimes people settle. So many people in life are afraid to grow. They're comfortable. Oh, my time's up. Great. I maybe got to half of this. Okay, I'm going to head forward to. I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you this is really the fast version. This is really the cliff notes. Okay. How to, all right, I'm going to show you how to really go through a 6-step process to overcome limiting beliefs, because we talked, I could give you all kinds of other examples. Okay, first thing is you're going to recognize your limiting belief. If a belief reflects like black and white in your mind, it could be a limiting belief about something. Like sometimes people say, oh, it has to be this or this. It has to be A or B, but really it could be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, okay? There's lots of different variables in life. Ask yourself, are you that kind of a person that things have to be black and white? Because things are not black and white, they're gray, okay? Europeans, we have a much easier time with that. We're very gray people. Okay, there could be something from a past experience, or maybe something you've seen on social media, or in your social group, or in your family or extended family, that is a limiting belief that you keep saying to yourself over and over again. And I gave you some examples earlier on. So whatever that belief is, no matter how true it seems, ask yourself, is it true? Is it really true? Sometimes there is a kernel of truth in limiting beliefs, but it's not totally true. It's a story that you're telling yourself. So recognize it's just an opinion about reality, and it could be wrong, and it could be the very thing that's holding you back. Second thing, I want you to record the belief. So you're going to write it down. I'm going to be whatever level you want to be. Write down what the belief is. Maybe you're saying that I can't do this, or I can't do that. I don't have enough experience. I'm too young. I'm too old. All the different things that I said. Write it down. A list of those things. Then what you're going to do is you're going to review the belief, evaluate whether the belief is empowering or it's holding you back. Now, this is hard because sometimes we say, no, this is really true. My mother told me so. My sister told me so. My dad told me so. My teacher, my professor. Try to be objective. Is it enabling you to accomplish the outcome you want in your life, in your business, in your relationships, or is it preventing you from doing so? And this is something you can go back and forth with Ruth and Christy on. This is where I do a lot of calls with my team on this. We try and break through their limiting beliefs. And you can really hear it very quickly if you talk to somebody for 10 minutes. They will tell you, it'll come out. They'll keep saying the same things. And then I say, oh, that's interesting. You keep saying you can't do this, or that's too hard, or, listen to yourself. Or if you can't, you just can't, ask Ruth and Christy. They'll tell you. I can tell my team straight away. I know exactly what their problem is because I'm listening to them all the time, and I can hear them looping and saying the same things. So be honest with yourself, and that takes courage. Sometimes we're addicted to our limiting beliefs. We're addicted to them. We love taking them out and chewing on them every day. So because they give us a sense of certainty, drama, maybe you like drama. I always find when there's drama going on in people's lives all the time, they're addicted to it, Maybe it gives you a feeling of significance, or maybe a plausible excuse why not to move forward. Honest evaluation is key to freedom. It really is. And I'm all about freedom. Braveheart. Okay. Personal freedom is so important, but the truth will set you free. But first of all, it's going to majorly piss you off. Okay. So you have to get real and get honest with yourself. The fourth thing is reject or reframe the belief. Okay. So if the belief is false, you can reject it. So write down the opposite of what you have been thinking and saying. So write down what you're obviously saying a lot, and then write down what will be the opposite of that. So turn it into a liberating truth from a limiting belief. It's amazing when you do that. And when you do that, you're going to feel so good. It's like, why have I been saying this negative thing all the time when I can turn this into a positive? And then once you start saying it, like I would say, write it down on note cards or post-it stickers and post it everywhere. And even ask your husband or your kids, what do I keep saying? If you don't know where you're stuck, what do I keep saying? And they'll tell you real fast, oh, Mom, if you say that one more time, I'm going to throttle you, or your husband, he'll tell you really fast. And so once you do that, you get this taste of confidence, and you begin to see the hope and possibilities of what you can become once you change these beliefs. Okay, number 5. Then you're going to revise the belief. So I'm not just talking about simple affirmations that we've all heard about. They're great, but this is reorienting your thinking around a new liberating truth. You're going to start saying this intentionally every day. Instead of saying I'm too young to start a business, or I'm too old, instead of saying that, maybe for a young person, you could say, I'm not too young. I have so much energy and enthusiasm. I can do this. If you feel like you're too old, you can say, I have so much life experience to bring to this business. I can be successful in this business. So you see how you're changing that around? So holding on to an old truth will hold you back. And it might have a kernel of truth in it, but it's not the whole story. So the new liberating truth will give you a leg up. It'll give you a foothold for real progress. Think of climbing up a mountain, a rock, All right, number 6, last one. Then you're going to reorient yourself to the new belief, and you're going to start living from a new perspective. It's all about perspective, guys. It really is. And when you have this new liberating truth and you keep saying it, at first you might think that's weird. That doesn't feel true. I don't really buy into that fully yet. I know it's the opposite of what I say, but I really still believe the other. That's okay. Just try it on. It's like putting on a big coat that doesn't fit you. I had lots of experiences this because I was the youngest of 7, so I got a lot of hand-me-down clothing. So my mother would put on a coat for my older sister and say, look, that's great on you. And I'd say, Mom, it's way too big. I don't fill into it. She said, you would grow into it. And of course, I always did grow into things. So it's the same thing. You're going to grow into it, but you have to put it on every day. And it will eventually fit you, and you'll get very comfortable in it, and it will become one with you. So you have to put it on daily. And then every day the old belief comes up, you need to reject it or reframe it. Okay? And so you're going to reinstate the liberating truth out loud and move forward. It's very important you say it out loud so that your brain hears you saying it. So what you're doing is you are reprogramming the old blueprint. So it's really exciting. And the more you do it, the more you're going to change your whole attitude, and it'll bring your experience into alignment with your expectations. So it's really, really exciting. So in closing today, let me ask you, what are your limiting beliefs about the world, about your husband, maybe, your kids, your friends, your team, yourself? What are those limiting beliefs? What are the stories, the expectations that are preventing you right now from living the kind of life you want to live, the life you deserve to live? What's holding you back from going to the next level in your business in Arbonne? What is it? What are these limiting beliefs you keep telling yourself? Reach out to Christy and to Ruth, and they will help you as they're working on. We're all working on our crap. Okay, we all have this baggage. When you get married, and they say, I've been at so many weddings with my husband. I always imagine the when they walk down the aisle, they're both dragging invisible suitcases with them, and they will unpack them for the rest of their lives together. And they say, in sickness and health, for better or for worse. I go, do you really know what you're saying? Nobody tells you you're going to be unpacking baggage for the rest of your life. And it's great, and you're committed together, and that's wonderful. But I would encourage you today, draw a line down the center of a page. On one side, you're going to write your limiting beliefs. On the other side, the liberating truths. And I want you to treat the side with your liberating truths as your new personal manifesto for your life. Like Arbonne, we have the wonderful manifesto. write out your new manifesto today for achieving your goals, and maybe put that in your vision board, you know, because you need to see these new liberating truths every day. And if you do that, your life will change. And so choosing to upgrade your beliefs is the first step today towards experiencing your best life. And I know all of you want to live your best life, and I know all of you deserve to live your best life, and you're the one that's in charge of that. Nobody can do it for you. But anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. That's about a tiny amount of what I wanted to share, but anyway, I ran out of time. So,
oh, Hilary, we could listen to you all day. That was amazing and so true. And we just appreciate you just sharing your heart, just being straightforward with us, and really encouraging us to move on to the next thing, and leaving that baggage. You know, we do bring baggage in, but we can also leave it and push it to the side and say, no, that's not what I want to take with me on my journey. So thank you so much. You are an absolute blessing, and we cannot wait to see you and hug you at GTC. I think Christy looks like she wants to say something to you.
I did. Well, you know, you're amazing, and that was beautiful. And I think one of the things that we all don't want to do is we don't want to show other people our weaknesses, and we don't want them to be magnified in a spotlight. And so we hide away from them. And, you know, that's something I've had to learn to not do anymore, because other people are struggling with sometimes the same stuff you are. And you sharing today is just beautiful, because I know you did get to region and nation really fast. Mm-hmm. And then you lost it, and that probably hurt a lot. But you
whole other training.
Right, a whole other training. But you being honest and, you know, upfront, and you're just speaking so much value to so many people who've been in a certain place and have lost it, or, you know, have been trying to get to a certain place and haven't been able to get there. And I think we need to not be worried about what is going on with us, and just step out of it and just step forward, you know, and don't hide. And I just love you, and you're amazing. So thank you.
Vulnerability, guys. There's strength and vulnerability. Don't ever shrink away from being vulnerable, because that's what connects you with other human beings. That's when you have really great conversations, when you're raw and real. And because we're all hurting, you know, we're all hurting. We all carry baggage. And the more transparent you are, the more you're going to connect with everybody. And the more people are going to want to join your vision and join your team. You know what I mean? So don't be anybody else. Just be you, because there's nobody else on the planet like you. So just embrace your true self and get real.
We love you. I'll let Ruth close it out. Thank you, Hilary.
Can't wait to see you at GTC. Walking that stage, Christy.
Woohoo! And well, thank you guys for getting on. I did want to do a quick shout out for Miss Sarah Raymond. Forgot at the beginning, today is her birthday. So if you see her or write on her wall or something, just send her some love, because we love her. She's amazing. And you guys, thank you for getting on. Hilary, thank you again for joining us this morning. And have an amazing Saturday. Share the love. Be vulnerable. Exchange your stories. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.